This is the video of the sewer cam running under the house. Notice at this stage how the roof of the pipe, that's the pipe to the top left of the screen, is so clean. In a moment you're going to come to where there's been a belly in the line and multiple backups, and you'll see how dirty it becomes, indicating the backups. We're just about to pass a transition, and as we do, you'll notice on the right hand side of the screen, it's moving towards the middle now. We're getting water. It's standing water. You can see it there. It's being moved forward by the camera. Now there should never be standing water in a sewer line. And you'll notice here there's lots of scum on the pipe. It indicates that it's had a backup. And as we come along this pipe, you can see that the water disappears. So this pipe and sewer systems have backups from time to time. It's caused by bellying in the line, and this bellying will only get worse. At the moment it's minor, but you may expect to get a backup from time to time in this sewer line because of that bellying. Hopefully it won't deteriorate any further. I'm now going to run the sewer cam down the sewer line to the city tap. Moving down the pipe now. Note how clean this pipe is. You can see that the roof, which is the top of the picture, is quite clean. There's no scum there. And remember how scummy it was in the other pipe. Thus indicating the backups that this house has had. I would say over the years there's been a backup or two each year, and you can expect that to continue to happen. We're just passing a transition in the pipe. That was probably the pool inlet. We're now going right the way down to the city tap, at which point the whole video will be terminated. Bit of movement here, mainly between the siding and the wall. Need to cork the electrical fittings on walls, stop the water getting into the panel. Missing gutters from here has allowed water to run off. You can see the wall is all discoloured. So during continuous wet weather, and you see there's black mould here, this whole wall is going to become damp and it's going to allow the water to migrate through. And then down in this corner here you've got more wall staining. Again, it's runoff, comes down from the gutter, hits the ground or hits the walls, causes all sorts of problems. And here we've got a penetration, slashing is split, that will be leaking, definitely. AC compressor. Deteriorating insulation on both the units. The caulking around all of the windows in the house is in very poor condition. It needs to be recaulked. Differential cracking coming down here from the corner. You can see it running down from the edge of the roof here. See a gap has opened up in the eaves and a small split in the trim board. That's how the foundation just moved. Very typical of foundations in this part of the world. The absence of gutters on the roof are leading to erosion at the left-hand elevation. We need to caulk around this vent. It's the kitchen vent for the hot. The expansion gap is opening up on the left-hand elevation. Again, we see all of this along here is very bad erosion. It needs to be backfilled to support the grade wall. We have a lot of large trees and bushes too close to the foundation. Can allow their roots to get under the foundation. They expirate a lot of water from the ground, and it has an effect on the foundation. All external outlets should have bubble cover. Light fittings on the outside walls like this should be caulked all the way around the fitting, otherwise water's going to get in. Water comes into contact with the conductors and it can energise this whole wall. Or gutter downpipes like this should be extended out 2 to 4 feet to stop the water pooling around the foundation. We have a water leak at the filter. You can see it coming out now. It's been a continuous leak for a long while.
There are multiple leaks on the pool equipment. There's one leaking at the input-output to the heater. Now, because there's a water leak there, I'm not going to fire up the heater. So you're going to have to get the pool company, once they fix the leak, to test the heater for you. There's a leak somewhere in and around this pump here. I can't identify it exactly, but I think it's going to be this inlet here. There's some cracking that looks like there's some pooling water around it. Then we have a lot of water under this pump, and I can't see where it's all coming from. You see the pump at the back here and the filter? There's a leak there. And then we have a leak which I identified earlier, which is up here on the filter. That's been leaking quite a lot. It's running down the outside and pooling at the bottom here. The attic door in the garage, that door needs to be fire sealed. You put weather stripping around it. As it is at the moment, it won't keep a fire back. Faucet is leaking around the handle here. When you push it, shouldn't do that. It's going to come around, it will stain the granite. It's just probably worn out, so. There's the water heater in the attic at the upper floor. This water heater's temperature pressure relief valve doesn't work. There's signs of a water leak at the flue, in fact both the flues in the attic. And it's been running down, you can see here it's affecting the water heater itself. The water heater hood, as the same as the other one in the attic over the garage, is installed incorrectly. There's been a lot of water leaking into the flue of the furnace. It's coming down, getting onto the flue for the water heater and affecting it. This water heater is installed 2005. It makes it 13 years old. It's now past its sell-by date and you should plan to replace it. As such, the one in the garage should be replaced too. This one especially because it is over the house. One over the garage, at least all that's going to happen is the ceiling is going to come down and the car's going to get dirty. But this one could affect the whole house. Here the guest bathroom, you can see here the water is flowing very poorly. It has poor functional flow. functional flow in the other guest bathroom on the cold water. I'm in the upper attic, and what we're seeing here is the flue to the air conditioning unit, and it's actually not attached to the flue to take the gases out of the roof. I tried actually to put it back into place, but it won't move, and I'm not going to touch it anymore. What I will be doing is turning this unit off and turning the gas supply off to it, because I consider it to be a serious health hazard. Could lead to somebody's death through carbon monoxide poisoning if anything goes wrong with the way the furnace is operating. I'm sure it's been like this for a long while. There's signs that it's had a lot of debris has come in, insects, not in good condition at all. So the furnace and the upper floor is not serviceable. Looking at it, I would say, and I was going to say this about all the other furnaces, it's almost certain it needs to be looked at very closely by an air conditioning engineer, because the burners may be at the end of their safe working life. So you're going to have a little bit of extra things to do, but it's well worth it because these are very expensive items. Got plumbing fitting loose in the wall. Yeah, some caulking missing from the fittings in the wet area. Have full functional flow at the master. This is the tub, and you'll notice I can't turn it on. Now I cannot find the reset for the bathroom here. There's a GFCI triptych, I can't find it anywhere. Could well be in the closet, but I'm not going to move people's clothes and belongings to look for it. So I'm going to leave it as it is. So infrared camera scan. We're going to be looking at generally the walls and the electrical supply, making sure we're not overheating. So when a camera sees something that's hot, it all turns red. You can see there we're looking at a fence on the exterior, the sun's falling on it, so naturally it's going to heat up. This is the box to the electrical box, service box. We've got two breakers showing quite a lot of heat. Actually they're not a great deal. Look at this one, and that's 68, 70 degrees, 75 degrees. This one is 73. It's the two breakers at the bottom, two breakers here, but that's to be expected because this is the pool and the electric motors are running, so it's not abnormal temperature. If we were over 120, I'd be getting excited. And the refrigerator, expect that to be hot. No other heat signals inside the house. Lights are hot. So I'm going to turn the camera off now because it's easier for me to do it without trying to video it. Just wanted to show you what an infrared scan does, and you'll see it all integrated into one. Broken head, sprinkler system, front, elevation, left. There's an intermittent fault on the controller for the irrigation system. You can see it's actually on zone 1 for 15 minutes. Well, I've run all through zone 1 to 6, and now what I want to do is run from 7 to 12, and you can see it's on 7 to 12. Look up here, 7 to 12. Turn it back off, on 7 to 12. So I'm going to slide it over, and it should actually change to 7, and it doesn't.